Alright everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use a program called Twine. So, step 1, you go to twinery.org, spelled like this. Then you click use in browser once you get to the site. I've already made my story, but this page would be blank. All you have to do is click new and then name your story. I'll name it example story. So, once you get in, you're going to want to go to the Twine tab up in the top left, click on preferences, and change the theme to dark. Now, after you've done that, go back to passages, and you're going to see this here. This is your starting passage. Basically, this is what you're going to see when you first boot up your story. Once you get in, you're going to see this is where you enter the text, and up here is the name. Let's rename this to number 1. This is, of course, the start of the hero's journey. Alright. Now, if you want to create something, an actual story, you're going to want more of these. So to do that, you just click new, and you make another passage. I'll call this number 2. Using this rename button up here. And down here, I'll just write, the story continues. And one more, just so I can have another choice. And I'll name this one number 3. This will be bad choice, which will, of course, lead us to our final one over here. And I'll name this one early end. You lose. Alright. Right now, these are completely disconnected. They're all there, but if you go over to the build button and you click on play, you're going to see, well, it's just the start of the hero's journey. So, how do we get from number 1 to number 2? Well, you go to number 1, and you simply put these square brackets, and then the passage you want to go to. In this case, it would be number 2. Pretty simple. And since it's multiple choice, we'd also want to go to number 3. And as you can see, 2 arrows popped up. Now, if you click play, they'll show up and you can go to them. So, we'll connect that bad choice to early end by simply putting in the square brackets again and clicking that early end. Boom. Alright, well, now we have a couple choices, but let's say it gets a little messy and you have a lot of different choices that you're going to, and you want an easy way to keep track of them. Well, if you go over to the story button, you can search for passage tags. Basically, if you click on one of your passages, add a tag to it. Let's call this one Hero's Journey. Make it green. This is where you select the color. And now it's green. Let's add it to this one as well. Clicking that tag button. Down here, Hero's Journey again. Easy peasy. But we want the bad choices to be different from the good hero's journey choices. So I will call this one bad. And I'll just make it red. And of course, the early end isn't good, so I will also make this red. Pretty simple. Now, of course, there is a couple more features in here. Like, you might be asking, how do you get images in here? Well, first we have to grab our images. For this situation, I'm just going to go grab an image of an orange, because who doesn't love a good orange? That one looks perfect. Let's just save it. I'll call it orange. Now, all you have to do here is, hey everyone, there was some recording issues, and basically I didn't get any of the file stuff, so we're just going to come back in and jump through that real quick. So, basically what happened was when you head to Twine and you go to story formats, there's a ton of these and they affect how the program works in really major ways. Feel free to pick the one that you like the best. They added a lot about everything, pretty much, and specifically about what happens in the play. A lot of the UI looks different, but the main thing was that if you want to get the same result I have, I recommend switching your story format, heading to story, going to details, and then switching it to Chapbook 2.3. It's on the very top, super easy, really simple. I like it. And I was going to show you how to do images. So this is really simple. All you have to do is click embed right here. Then click embed image from URL. Then you'll see this text pop up. All you're going to have to do is just erase this text and put whatever image you decided to choose. In my case, it's orange.jpg. And yes, you do have to put that E there if you're using JPEG images. And be careful that you don't erase these little apostrophes in between your text. They're very important. I had a ton of issues getting the image to work. Moving on. All you have to do now is click build, publish to file. It should show up that it downloaded up here. I've already done this though, so what you're going to want to do is head to your File Explorer. Anyway, once you get to your File Explorer, all you have to do is just make a folder called Twine, or whatever you want, just something memorable. And basically, you're going to put your newly installed file right into here with your image. I've already done this, so here's my example story and here's my orange image. And once you open this, and now that this is open, all you gotta do is just let it play. Sadly, I'm having a little bit of issues with the image showing up still, but as you can see there, it is still on there. I might have just chose a bad image or something that doesn't line up with the correct size or something. Again, if you have any more issues, I suggest you consult the guide. Just a reminder, the guide, you go to story, details, and clicking this button right here will take you to the guide. What's a story format? Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program with me talking. Hope I did you some good. That I should add. Oh yeah. Again, guide is right here in the details under the story tab. And over here, there's a little bit about the website and a little bit more about other story formats that definitely change up the game of this entire site. What else? That should do it. Thank you for coming to the tutorial, and if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me in person around the school. Thanks.